Last year was your first season. How much more comfortable are you being here as a sophomore?
Oh, definitely. It's a big adjustment for me. Like, I feel a lot more relaxed. I know how the system works here a lot more. On top of that, I played at the Cape, and just learning how other players played, and it just feels a lot more relaxed.
Who were some of your mentors on last year's team?
I definitely had Scott Lawson as a big help for me. He helped me go through this program. He told me it's going to be rough as a freshman, but you got to get through it mentally tough. That's the biggest problem.
Has Coach Morris demanded more of a leadership role out of you in your second season with the Hurricanes?
Oh, definitely. He demands a lot of us, a lot of the players, especially the sophomores that came back this year. I mean, he expects a lot of us to do the job and get the job done.
Do you feel more responsibility as a leader in your second season here?
Definitely. I mean, we try to help out the freshmen to see what they're looking for in the counts, and try to relax up there mentally, and don't let the fans bother you, and don't be intimidated by the other teammates and the other stuff.
You're a Miami native. How did you get to where you are now as a Miami Hurricane shortstop?
It was definitely, I would always come here as a kid just watching Bobby Hill and Ryan Jackson, and it was a dream come true to be able to play here as a Hurricane.
You're from Miami. What are some of the benefits of being from this area as opposed to some guys who come from California or other parts of the country to Coral Gables?
I think the best thing is playing all year round. Some players don't play all year round up north, and I was fortunate to be able to be a Miami boy all my life and practice every day with my dad and stuff like that.
Was there ever a chance of Stephen Perez ending up anywhere else?
I was actually committed to the University of Florida. But the only reason why I was like that is because I didn't think I was going to be able to come out to the University of Miami until I found out I got offered by the University of Miami, and I couldn't deny that.
Right, so that was when the switch occurred,
that's
when you got the offer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You played for former Hurricane Javi Rodriguez at Gulliver Prep. How much of an impact was that for you to be a Miami Hurricane?
I mean, he even taught me some of the system coming over here, so that kind of helped me out a little bit coming in here and expecting to know what I had to do and have my job done every single time. That's what it was basically about.
Do you keep in touch with him a lot still?
Oh, definitely. He comes by the field a lot, so I see him a lot.
So you're from here, but you're a Yankees fan?
That's because my mom's side, they got a lot of New Yorkers out there, so my parents, they argue back and forth. My dad's a Boston and my mom's a Yankee, so yeah, it's rough in the family.
How is that in the household when your mom is a Yankees fan and your dad's a Red Sox fan?
I've always loved New York, so I mean, I went up there and I fell in love with the place. Basically, that's why I made my decision. Plus, I love Jeter as it is.
Do you keep in touch with the guys that you played with last summer with the Chatham Anglers?
The one person I actually keep in touch the most is with Ricky at Oropesa, and we always keep in contact. I mean, he was a great guy, and he helped me a lot up there, too.
Now, Rick's a year older than you, so how can he help you when he's talking to you, not about what you're doing on the field, but he's a junior going through his junior season, which means that he's going to be eligible for the draft, so what kind of advice can he give you?
The biggest thing I learned from Rick in this summer was staying strong and making quick adjustments, and that's basically the whole game is about, making your adjustments as quick as possible.
Rick was recently Pac-10 Player of the Week. Do you talk about stuff like that, or is it really just personal off-the-field stuff?
A little bit of both, how you swing the bats and kind of stuff, what kind of pitches you're seeing, how do you like the new bats, and that kind of stuff. Are you still dropping the same bombs you hit at the Cape, that kind of stuff.
And has Rick said that he's lost any power with the new bats?
He says it doesn't affect him at all.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new bats?
I mean, it definitely affects me, but I get to drive the ball more into the gaps and stuff like that.
Okay.
I focus more on that, and bunting and that kind of stuff.
Do you think the bats are more like the wooden ones in the Cape League now, or are they still more like the metal bats that you guys played with last season?
I personally think they're a little worse than the wood bats that I used this summer.
Okay.
But I mean, some people have different opinions, but that's just the way I feel. But it helps me focus more on my game, which is working on gap-to-gap and bunting.
What's tougher, NCAA Division I ACC baseball or the Cape Cod Baseball League?
I think the Cape League is a little more tougher, but it's also a little more relaxing, I think personally. But the Cape it's harder because you got to use wood, and on top of that, the umpires aren't as great as the NCAA umpires. But I mean, that happens.
How do you balance winning in the Cape League with showing off your stuff to scouts and then also still developing yourself as a player?
Definitely, the Cape helps anybody in general because you're on your own and you got to figure out things as quick as possible to be able to succeed in the Cape. And that's what I think you learn most about yourself at the Cape is who you are as a person and what type of player you are. And that's what I learned the most. I was able to get bunts down, But I still went out there to play to win every single game. I have that fire and competition inside myself. So, I mean, every game I want to win. So.
Now that you experienced one season in Chatham, what are you most looking forward to next summer?
Definitely know how their system works, so I mean, it's definitely going to be more relaxing. I know the coaches now. Actually, they changed some of their coaching, I've heard. But I mean, that's fine. I know Jay and I know Schiff, and I know how they work. And I'm going to try my best possibility to get to playoffs and win it.
Now, most Miami Hurricanes end up with the Brewster Whitecaps. How did you end up with Chatham?
Chatham's like the best place to be, so I mean, I enjoyed it last year where I was at, so.
And do you hope that more guys end up with Chatham in the future?
I would like to have some teammates out there, you know, spend some time out there with some teammates. But it's definitely fun. I had a blast when I was there. So.
This past summer, you said you worked on the mental side. How do you think you did?
I did a lot. I mean, it struggled a little bit at the beginning of this year, but I mean, I'm working on it still. I mean, every day is a work progress. So.
What specific mental aspects did you work on? Was it not making mistakes on the base paths or more analyzing a pitcher as a hitter?
It's more about analyzing pitchers and not downing yourself so much, as opposed to like you have a day that you go 0 for 2 and then your next at bat you're going to take those 2 at bats into your third at bat. You know, I want to be able to make that adjustment and you know, make a solid contact and be happy about like what I did that day.
So how did you work on getting better mentally as a player?
I was talking to a lot of guys and you know how they thought their process was, you know. I changed my approach as did everything as hitting and everything, and it's helped me a lot completely. I mean, I feel a lot smarter as a hitter this year than I did last year.